like he is saying he's against Wall Street and then paints that as class warfare, anti-free market, when it's the Federal Reserve from the right with Herman Cain and on the left with Warren Buffett and others openly calling for austerity taxes, not to help the poor, but to pay it in corporate welfare and largesse and kickbacks and banker bailouts to them. It's 100% transparent and ridiculous. And now they admit this is the Obama strategy. It came out a few weeks ago that they plan to use class warfare, that they plan to use racial conflict, that they plan to use divide and conquer. What else do you think the banksters are going to do during this critical time? They don't want the American people, black, white, Hispanic, old, young, northerner, southerner, westerner, Muslim, you name it, Hindu, Jewish, the list goes on and on. They don't want us coming together as a population and saying the private Federal Reserve got rid of Glass-Steagall, created tens of trillions in fake derivatives, bought up real assets with the fraudulent paper, now wants us to prop up their whole paper empire, wants us to go into indentured servitude. Herman Cain wants VAT and sales taxes to, quote, pay off what we owe to the bankers, just like Greece or Iceland, which we don't owe over 90% of it. We're now here to this point as Republicans and Democrats try to sell this fraud. It's now come out that John P. Holdren is the person that Mitt Romney wants to be his science advisor and who he publicly says he would tap. He wants Obama's science advisor who wants global warming taxes, one-child policies, chemicals in the water and food to sterilize us. Mitt Romney's for gun control, abortion, open borders, carbon taxes. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and Republicans are fawning to vote for this. They're fawning to vote for Rick Perry, Al Gore's former chief of staff in Texas, carbon tax lover, Hillary care lover. I forgot to mention Mitt Romney wrote Obamacare. Fawning for that. Fawning for the former head of the Federal Reserve, Kansas City, who wants to bring in new taxes on top of the income tax. All those years they swore, we won't bring forward the fair tax until the income tax is gone. I always told you they'd keep them all, just claim that they were going to lower them down to 9% because that was always the Federal Reserve plan, because the European Central Bank did the same thing a decade ago. I know the enemy. I eat, drink, and sleep this information. I know what I'm talking about. This is not hyped up hyperbole. This morning, I sat there for hours getting ready for this radio show with the information I've learned down here at the border that's worse than I even knew. It's unspeakable, the genocide going on. That's how locals describe it. The incredible conscription of the population into slavery. Oh, you're going to hear it all today, and we're going to cover it with documentation. This is so amazing that I don't have words to describe how evil the TSA is and their conscious plan to break our will and train us to be prisoners and turn all of America into a giant prison system with checkpoints and blood draws and hands down the pants. I don't have words to describe how evil the North American Union plan is to cause this drug war in Mexico that will end up setting up the North American Union security perimeter already established. I cannot describe to you the magnitude of how the system is running giant drills in and around Iran and how the neocons are openly calling for war with Iran. I do not have words to describe to you the fact that the Federal Reserve is trying to censor one of our videos right now and shut down our YouTube channel. This is all coming up today, and I'm going to attempt to be as calm and as focused as I can. But to see Herman Cain in the lead right now, 43% to Obama's 41%. Now, I also notice here that in similar polls, Ron Paul is 43 to Obama's 41, or 44 to Obama's 40. But that's not getting as much media attention. And to see the public running into the arms of another globalist, it's just too much for me to handle. On top of that, again, Obama is fired up. Obama has a shout out to the protesters and says he represents the 99 against the 1%. And the same idiot Democrats are now going, good, now Obama will give me my free car and my free house and my free tuition. Did you get that when he promised it 4 years ago? 3.5 years ago? Oh, thank you, Mr. President. All my problems are now solved. Did you get that? No, you didn't get that. And so there's no doubt that the goal here is class warfare, divide and conquer, and racial division, which is their admitted plan in this country. We've got to get into those Occupy Wall Street people, just like the Tea Party, when the Republicans try to take it over, and educate them about what's happening. And the good news is, on the grassroots, they are awake to the fact that it's a fraud. At the grassroots, they are aware that it's a fraud. But the national media is going along with the hoax that it is Democrat.
Last July, a rare webinar was released that has since transformed lives all around the world. Now viewed by over 100,000 people, the movement is growing stronger than ever. WaterWebinar.com. Find out how to take fluoride and heavy metals out of your water and your body. Go to WaterWebinar.com now. Sign up for the webinar and see the shocking video footage with your own eyes. A water secret so powerful, some have called it the #1 threat to the entire New World Order health agenda. Use it to neutralize deadly inorganic particles like lead, aluminum, and even mercury, and remove these accumulated poisons from your body and your drinking water. You can take your water freedom into your own hands and defend yourself and your family from the globalist health agenda. See the webinar before it's taken off the web. There's still time. Go to www.waterwebinar, that's WEBINAR.com now.
HempUSA.org has moved and expanded its operations for faster worldwide shipping. Our product line has grown from 5 to nearly 100 items in less than 5 years. Our food is grown naturally, always chemical-free, not found in stores. Great for daily intake and perfect for your emergency storage shelter. Call 908-691-2608 or visit HempUSA.org and see what our powders, seeds, and oil can do for you.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hello, friends. Alex Jones here. You all know I've worked for years with Steve Shank and eFoods Direct. I have eFoods for my own emergency food supply. You know, Steve, life is different now for all of us, isn't it?
Very different. People are using this great food to survive the present hurricane season, and we've already had $40 billion worth of damage from floods, storms, quakes, and droughts. And that's just the first 8 months of this year. Natural disasters are newsworthy, but only touch a few of us Americans. The huge issue of the greatest depression is on everyone's mind. The unemployment, the loss of homes, lost businesses, and skyrocketing food costs are hitting every American. So everyone needs food security.
Folks, this month you will get free shipping on every food order from eFoods Direct. That's right. Every order gets free shipping starting September 6th. Get stocked up with the best storable foods out there with eFoods Direct and be prepared for any emergency before it happens. To take advantage of this special, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Our rights as individuals to freely purchase dietary supplements over the counter are under constant attack. The globalists want to ban all supplements formulated after 1994. Governments are hoarding raw materials, affecting our ability to purchase these products at a reasonable price. Even organic foods are stripped of nutrients due to overuse of soil and compromised growing conditions. Storable foods are essential, but you also need to make sure you have the nutrients you need to stay healthy during emergencies. Go to survivalrx.com today and see the amazing line of storable supplements they have to protect the ones you love. The owners of survivalrx.com have been in sports nutrition for over a decade, and they realize the need for long-term storable vitamins. The result is a triple nitrogen flushing method, which allows these vitamins to maintain their strength for decades. Again, go to survivalrx.com. That's survivalrx.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be clear here. Coming up today, I'm going to open the phones up after I cover some of the news, and then we also have pharmacist Ben Fuchs popping in to cover all the new incredible attacks on dietary supplements that are really heating up right now across the United States. So that is coming up. I'm also going to break down the notice that the Federal Reserve gave YouTube over the weekend requesting that they pull a video critical of the Federal Reserve. And right now that is being reviewed by YouTube. They have not taken the video down yet, and they have not told us the results of their investigation. But I will be talking about that later on in the second hour today. The particular video that they're trying to censor is at the Dallas and San Antonio Fed. There's video of both, where at the Dallas Fed they have signs up that say private property keep off and have fences put up in front of it, something they didn't have just a few months ago or 3+ years ago when I was there demonstrating. You can see that in my film, The Obama Deception. Now they've put up these fences and put up signs saying private property keep off just on the grass, not even on their own sidewalk. Now at the San Antonio Fed, they have their own marble sidewalk running up against the regular sidewalk. They don't have any private property signs, but they sent the police in along with their security person to tell us get off their private property, and then complained and said that shooting video of them in the facility was some type of privacy violation, and that violation, if it was found to be true, could shut down our YouTube channel with now 145 million views. So I'll be breaking that down later. You heard Ray McGovern last week. This is the closest to a war with Iran that we've gotten. Congressman King has called for war. Obama has said that, there may be something stronger than sanctions. Hillary has called for that. Israel is saying they may strike. There are giant U.S. military drills going on around Iran that Paul Watson covers today at Infowars.com. Again, the green light as far as Israel and the U.S. government right now, the green light has been given. They are seriously looking at going ahead with this attack. Now, the green light was given late last week. Since then, you've seen literally, now it's just insane. The former head of the bin Laden group in the CIA has come out in a video that we posted at Infowars.com on Fox News and said that Saudi Arabia and Israel are working together to set up America for a war, and they're a greater threat than Iran. This is now on Fox News. You've got the FBI coming out through Colonel Schaefer and saying there's nothing in the computers, it's all fake. You've got Ray McGovern coming out. You've got the former Bush administration head analyst on Iran coming out and saying it's all fake. Reuters came out over the weekend and said it looks like it's fake. It just goes on and on and on. The New York Times came out and said it was fake. And don't go to war with Iran. This is a bad idea because it's a horrible geopolitical plan, even from the perspective of globalists that aren't completely hubris or chutzpah filled. There's large contingents of the Israelis don't want to go to war with Iran. This is a super bad news. But if you're Obama, it would politically help him. And if you're Benjamin Netanyahu, who's in political trouble and has an election coming up, it's a great way to get reelected. And, of course, bomb those nuclear sites. It'll cause incredible Chernobyl-type events, similar to what we've seen with Fukushima, as the radiation levels across the northern hemisphere just climb and climb and climb. And the EPA's response is just to raise the levels of radiation and to say that much higher levels are safer. Now, I literally prayed this morning that God would give me clarity and focus to truly articulate to you the absolute truth of what's happening here in the United States with the